Hi, my name's Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel, and this is a quick update on the Spider Farmer grow lights which I got 2 weeks ago, and I've been testing them out as best I can. It's the worst time of year to be testing out grow lights, obviously, because it's warm and sunny anyway, and so to some extent you don't really need them at this time of year for very many things. This conservatory is kind of one of those environments though where they still add some value because they provide vertical light, down light, whereas most of the light coming into the conservatory at the moment is coming in, at the side at an angle like that. And so you do tend to get a little bit of draw on the plants. What I've noticed is I'm not getting any draw at all. The downlight from the grow lights, which are really on from 2 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the morning. So they're only on for that sort of 8-hour period when there's not a lot of natural light. They've solved that problem. So I'll show you the quick experiments that I put together over the last 2 weeks, and you can compare the growth on the relevant veggies. So these are the ones from the Spider Farmer light, and as you can see there's some new growth on those. They're looking reasonably stocky. These are the ones that were under the old grow light, a bit yellow, nowhere near as much true leaf growth, but nice and stocky. And these are the ones that were just on the windowsill under natural light, so nowhere near as good. So I would say on tomatoes, Spider Farmer light's doing really nicely. These are the lettuces that were under the old grow lights. These look very healthy, but they haven't grown particularly fast. Whereas these are the ones under the Spider Farmer grow light, and to be honest I think I prefer these, but I prefer the speed of growth of these, but they are a little bit leggy, so I think that I probably put these under the lights maybe a little bit too early or a little bit too long, and because it was so warm they've just grown sort of like crazy. They could have done with growing a little bit slower than they have. So I think my conclusion is probably not to put them under the lights for quite as long, and to grow them on in a cooler space. So lots more experimenting there with lettuce, but I mean the growth is amazing. It's just my skills there are in question. And then this is the New Zealand spinach, and this is from the windowsill, and that is from the grow lights. So there's a pattern kind of emerging here. The things that really like the summer heat, the tomatoes and the New Zealand spinach, are doing fantastic, whereas the lettuce, things like the cool, aren't thriving in the heat of the conservatory and the extreme light of the Spider Farmer lights. And that is also true then of the brassicas, which have all got scorched, and same with the brassicas that were under the old grow light, kind of got scorched. And that's in stark contrast to the more mature brassicas, which are absolutely loving it. So I think the lesson there is just take care not to put the brassicas under these lights until they're more mature plants and can cope with the light levels. Whereas in contrast, the courgettes are loving it, the cucumbers are loving it, the summer squash are loving it. So yeah, the peas are loving it. These lettuces, which went in as bigger plants, they're loving it, although there is still some sign there that they're growing too quick. And again, I think that's probably more down to the heat in the conservatory than the light levels. Spinach, again, similar sort of thing, cool season crop, and probably just a little bit too leggy. It's just the combination of heat and light in here at this time of year is definitely an issue. So that's some really interesting lessons I think learned there for me, which is that those lights, they really are amazing in terms of the stimulus to growth, but it can be too much in this environment because of the amount of natural daylight that we're getting as well. The combination of the two maybe is causing scorching on the brassicas, and maybe the amount of heat that we're getting in here is causing too much rapid growth of the lettuces. So that's a kind of lesson learned for me to play around with. And obviously at this time of year, I wouldn't normally have things like lettuces under grow lights. There's really not a lot of point, but it was an interesting experiment to look at the growth. Now, what I'm really keen to do is look at what happens with lettuce growth in winter, because that's the key time when I want predictable growth rates in order to manage my successions. For example, I want a really good batch of early lettuces to put into the polytunnel in sort of February time, and at the moment it's hard to get those high quality lettuces on that date. So this should make it much easier. It should be much more practical to get a predictable 1 month growing cycle for successions, seedling successions, all the way through the year. The other lesson I think is, don't put the brassicas in quite so early when they're such little plants. Stick them on the windowsill until they're maybe 2 or 3 inches tall, maybe 2 inches tall, maybe 3 or 4 real true leaves, and then put them in and let them shoot away like the ones that I showed you. So so that's the kind of lessons learned. I'm still working my way through trying to understand that. And again, it's the combination of heat and daylight and the grow lights. That combination is a little bit tricky to manage. So it's really interesting. We've got some good results. I'm really excited for what I'll be able to do later on in the year. And they really are solving that draw problem, the plants being drawn to the light, even at this time of year, by having them on early in the morning. So really excited for what I can do later on in the year. And for now, I'll see you soon.